Abandoned is one of the most hilarious cases of scamming, consumer deception, and just plain incompetence and misdirection I have ever seen. In case you didn't know what Abandoned is, or was, it's hard to explain, I'll go into that further. It was supposed to be the cinematic horror shooter made by this small developer called Blue Box Studios. The first teaser Sony showed us about a year ago, which felt longer now that it has been, had some PT or Silent Hill-esque vibes to it. The environment we saw was in a lonely forest. The developer is one we have never heard of before, and everything around it, especially the marketing rollout, just felt really confusing. Many people speculated that this was actually some secret Silent Hill revival project in collaboration with Kojima and Sony, which already makes no sense since Kojima would have no interest in returning to Konami after how they did him during MGS5's development. However, there were a bunch of quote-unquote clues, I say clues in quotes because they didn't actually lead or amount to anything, that granted the conspiracy surrounded some potential legitimacy. A tree branch that hid the letters P and T on a word saying trespassing on a wall. The lead person behind the project, a guy called Hasan Kahraman, shared the same initials as Hideo Kojima, HK, and both their surnames translate to hero. It's gotten so far that people even speculated that Hasan wasn't even real and they had to put out videos and interviews proving he was real and not CGI. Furthermore, the mystery around Blue Box strikes some similarities as Kojima. Not once but twice has Kojima used a fake studio to promote a real project with a fake name to fool people. He did it with FGS5 and Silent Hills. Not saying that Blue Box is a fake studio, they are apparently a legitimately registered studio in the Netherlands with around 50 people being active. However, it's still kind of in the same realm as a completely new developer that we have no prior knowledge to, showing us a completely new IP that we don't exactly know what it's about. So understandably, people saw more into this mysterious reveal than what initially meets the eye. They thought Kojima would be the guy to use the same deceptive technique for a third time even though it's gotten old. And the statements Blue Box have put out later shows that it wasn't some elaborate trick that Kojima, Konami or Sony is trying to pull on its audience. Blue Box reassured multiple times that they're not affiliated with Silent Hill, Konami or Kojima in any sort of way, which is completely fine. But the way they advertised their game after was honestly so baffling, disingenuous, and pretty much even manipulative at points to me. Constantly stoking the flames, constantly adding fuel to the fire and leading people on, and then acting completely oblivious to what they were even doing or saying. You could say it really began when they asked people on their Twitter what the final title of their game is going to be, saying it was gonna start with an S and end with an L. Oh damn, what other prominent video game horror franchise also starts with an S and ends with an L? I wouldn't know. They posted a tweet about the PS5 reveal with a blurred image of a character that had an eye patch to it, looking like Big Boss from the Metal Gear series, also using the same Metal Gear font. Only for him later to hop on Twitter and claim that he has to defend the art he makes now? Hasan, despite you and your team being aware of all the conspiracies, you still specifically decided to take that character model with an eye patch and put the Metal Gear font in front of it. Don't come with this defending your creative freedom bullshit when you knew exactly what you did. The intention is as clear as day. Like, who are you trying to fool at this point? All of this culminated when the trailer app that's supposed to give you the first look finally became available to download. A whole 6GB download, which is a lot for a teaser video, I might add. People downloaded the demo, eagerly awaiting for them to not deliver in due time in classic Kanye West Donda fashion. We were waiting around 3 days later just to get delivered a little 5-second teaser that you've already shown on people before on your Twitter. At this point, you just gotta ask who runs the marketing in the studio. I just cannot believe this shit. I don't even have a marketing degree and I can say that this wasn't the way to do it. I'm actually surprised that this whole trailer app thing didn't turn into a Cooking Mama situation. I legit thought he was trying to play everyone and not deliver on anything because he was trying to mine some Bitcoin out of your PS5s. Not gonna lie, that's kind of genius. But fucked up. Genius but fucked up. Regardless, Blue Ball Studios continued to apologize, continued to manipulate its fans and say they were gonna do better even though they never actually did. Around a year or so later, Hasan finally came onto IGN and LSM to finally clear the air about their game, their studio and their awful marketing run they've been on. I'm just joking, those interviews just rose more and more questions. Pretty much everyone went away from those interviews with a less clear understanding of what their new game is supposed to be.
Basically, what I'm trying to say here is that, we're working on Prologue now, and we take really seriously. It is something we believe in, right? Abandoned is a game that we believe in. It's ambitious, and it's a personal project. Because every indie game has its personal life, right? And the personal life is how a scenario would look like in a game, right? So, I think not everyone might get it because gamers don't see don't understand what, like in development means. Gamers don't care about that. The gamers only care about what they're seeing at that moment.
Bro, what are you trying to say here? Be upfront. The narrative of what genre this game is gonna be has also shifted after a while. It's not actually a horror game, it's not what people think. What is it then, Hasan? And that's the thing, I don't think the studio even knows themselves. A shooter survival game with horror elements. Initially open world but now considered cut content due to their graphic fidelity. A focus on realism. That was from last year. The biggest problem is how there isn't even anything tangible so far to grab on to see what to expect. In this recent exposé GameSpot has put out, they've highlighted the progress on their title so far. What it's supposed to be about, ranging from cultists to vampires to a sentient super intelligent AI. Apparently the gist of the game and story got overhauled depending on what the fans thought they were working on. The initial plan was to release the game in late 2021, which certainly has worked out very well. However, there is no real game that's in the works. Only a prologue, which is meant to attract the investors. Moreover, the article also states that Hasan has his own chat room that's very exclusive to a select group of people, only available for the biggest and most delusional abandoned meat riders. He made them sign a vague NDA, which gives them an exclusive look inside the progress. However, the overall mood of the chat room wasn't too well, since he occasionally said some shit that would get his fans feelings hurt or at least frustrated or confused. He would later apologize though, since it's all because of the stress this entire thing is putting him through. Man, I don't know if I should feel any empathy for this. There's a bunch of wild stuff in there you should read about if you haven't. Calling other business partners scammers, which is crazy for him to say. Trying to work out a romantic relationship with one fan that fell through. Asking a fan to be a shipping partner in the US for $1,500 because he isn't able to fly to the States to look for a storage shop to stash the US physical copies in, since those can't be shipped to the Netherlands, which is his company's headquarters. Also, just overall toxicity and one obnoxious 12-year-old being told to end his life without Hasan saying anything in the "Is this your king?" I cannot believe it. All he mostly does is grind siege with these people late into the night while his fans expecting occasional praise about himself, which definitely sounds like some unparalleled displays of narcissism. I would say you're just like me, but I can afford to procrastinate my work. I run a small unknown YouTube channel. You're a video game company. You're kind of like Tupac, all eyes are on you. This is insane. People were calling it wall abandoned because all images they shared so far were of empty levels and walls. According to Hasan, this is either scrapped stuff or from early build or meant for merely testing. But this is what I meant. Show something tangible, something representative, a teaser, trailer, 10-minute demo, anything. However, I think it's futile since you pretty much lost all momentum after that teaser trailer fiasco. Kojima's probably working on a horror title with Xbox, a new Silent Hill got leaked, Resident Evil DLC and Resident Evil 4 Remake are coming soon. Nobody has a reason anymore to look forward to what you're working on. My guess would be that this game will be silently cancelled. Like, I'm pretty sure we won't see much of it anymore and we can abandon all hope. Okay, I'll stop with the awful wordplay. But I gotta say, Hasan really isn't doing his surname justice.